Hello all, welcome to the tutorial. So today we'll see how to connect SonarCloud with our GitHub pipeline. So basically we will be creating a GitHub Actions, which is a kind of pipeline just similar to the Jenkins one we have done earlier. And we'll see how to create the jobs and connect the SonarCloud from there, and basically evaluate our project over the SonarCloud. So why we'll be doing over the cloud as of now is because again, GitHub Actions run over as serverless over the cloud, or you can say it's as a platform it is running, and we will need a public IP for that. Otherwise, we need to create another agent or kind of a runner which should run locally on our machine, so that we will be able to connect our SonarCube instance. So to avoid those things, as our SonarCube cloud is available over the public, so we'll just utilize those things and scan our projects. And it is basically the same process can be used for if you have hosted your Sonar Cube over a public IP or some kind of URL which is accessible from your CICD server. So let's see how we can do that. So this is again latest upcoming things which is going in the market. Like instead of Jenkins, people are moving to platform CICD, which is GitLab or GitHub or Circle CI, etc., etc. So we'll see just an example of how it can be done with the help of GitHub Actions or GitHub pipeline. Again, this is the source code we can see. So this source code is like I've just actually copied or forked from another repo. So I have forked from this particular Python Super Mario, and what I have done is like I have copied the whole project, but I have included my pipeline here. So how do we define a pipeline here? That is defined with the help of the directory structure called .github/workflows. So whenever you define a YAML file here, it will be picked as a pipeline. So I've created a simple ci.yaml. Now let me explain what it will do. So it is just kind of Jenkins file or any other kind of YAML file. Basically, it is helping us creating the jobs for our CI/CD pipeline. Now first is the name, where we have defined like what is it about. So I have just given like this is the Python UI game CI, and it's running with Python 3.7 version. Now on is a kind of trigger. You can say we can include the triggers like whenever we have some commits over the master branch, it will trigger the CI pipeline. Again, pull request we have mentioned here. So whenever we have some feature branch or some other branch which is raising a pull request to the master, then it will get triggered. So the whole workflow will work when either we have a commit to master branch, or we are making a pull request to master branch. Now we have the job definition here, so you can give any name. So I have just given build and test, and basically I have created all these pipelines with the help of Gen AI. You can say ChatGPT. It's very easy. You can also generate your own. We just need to understand and modify what all things we need. So now this is runs on is like Ubuntu latest. So this is comparable to our Jenkins agent in the previous tutorials we have seen. Or if you're not aware, it's just kind of an Ubuntu machine image it will take, and it will run our job on that machine, which is available again over the GitHub pipeline or the GitHub platform, where we don't have access to the agent, but we'll execute all the things all over there. So again, in that we are running container, and the image is 3.7. So inside the Ubuntu latest, we have the container Python 3.7, where we'll be running the steps. The first step I have mentioned is like again check out code. So you can give any name to this. Uses is kind of existing workflow which we are calling, or you can say kind of library or some other thing, or orbs, you understand, if you understand. So it will just check out the source code. So users is again a kind of library or orbs, you can understand, where it is already defined, a workflow is there, and it will, we are just calling that part to fulfill our need or for the step. Now the second part is again name install pip dependencies again inside the container. So for that I have used again run command, where we can run all the commands which we wish. So I have just mentioned Python -m pip install, so which I am using to install the required dependencies here, 1.9 dot star. Again, I have another step. Then we have name. So I am just validating that. So all this part is actually not required, but yeah, if you want to just go through, we are just simply checking importing the py game and printing whatever we want. and importing again it, and it's just saying that it is imported successful. So it is just for validating the headless import. Then the actual part here which we want to understand or which we want to do is SonarQube scan, which is related to our tutorial as of now, and we need to understand this part. So we can give any name here, and users is again the kind of library or the workflow which is already defined. So I'm just using that. So this is the SonarQube Sonar cloud dash GitHub dash action and master. This is the exact thing which needs to be mentioned in the user section. And in the width, we will be defining all the things which are required to connect to this pipeline in the GitHub action. So project key, so organization, project name, all these things will get once we log into sonarcloud.io. Again, in the environment, we need to provide the token which will be helping us to connect to our Sonar Cloud. So let's see how we can do these things. So for that, this is the sonarsource.com. So you need to log in. So once you log in, it will be redirecting you to sonarcloud.io. So they have changed to this domain. So you can use any of your repositories or version control tool which you are using. So in my case, I am using GitHub. So I have just I'll just log in with this. So it will automatically log in and create the profile for you. So now this is already there. So we can just get started, and I'll just create my project manually. So let's let the organization default be DevSecOps, and we'll go to display name. So I can just say it is SecOps and project key probably. So project key I can give it from here. So it is another file which I'll be discussing with you later. This is specific to the SonarQube properties which we have seen in Jenkins. So the same property file is required here, or we can just pick from here the same project key. Given the project key, next this should be public because I don't have a license for this, so I'm just making my project public. But in your case, it depends again if you are working with some company or if you want to be to private, you need to purchase the plan. In the next, and I'll just select any option, maybe default number of days, just go with this, just create project. Okay, cool. So we have all the details here. The organization name is already, if you want to see the organization name, just go to projects, and we can see this is the organization name, and this is the actual thing which we need here. So I just pasted it here. So the organization key is the part which we may need to mention in this sonar.organization. So I have also defined here and actually here in the SonarQube.properties, sonar-properties sonar-project properties takes the preference here. If not fine, then it will go through these things. So I can also modify here actually. So probably I'll also modify it here, and we need to generate a so again project name you have to give any per. Okay, so next is we can see the secrets.sonar token. So this is required again to connect, just like in case of Jenkins we have already integrate the token. So we just need to generate the token and put it in our secret section over the GitHub. So let's generate the token here. So you just need to go to your profile, account, security, and I already have generated a token. You can again generate a token here. Just give any name. Suppose you give, then just generate token. It will give you a value, but that is only one time. So you should store it somewhere. Otherwise, you cannot get that later. So I am using this token. So I just copied this value, and I'll show you where we can save that in our GitHub pipeline or the GitHub action, so that it can be referenced here in the pipeline in the form of secret.sonarcube token. So we need to go to settings. You need to go to secret and variables. Just go to actions, and here you can give the SonarQube token. This Sonar host is not required. This is required only in case you are hosting your SonarQube. So I'll just delete it for now, and you can see, like, you can just paste the value and update the secret here. So once that is done, let's go to our SonarQube.properties. Now this sonar dash project.properties should be parallel to the root of the project. You can again define all the things which I have defined here actually. If you go into the source code here in the pipeline, so whatever things we have defined here, we can again define it in the sonar dash project.properties, and this will be taking more precedence from here. So again, all these are the same things which we have passed. So sonar sources is like it should take the root directory, language is Python, and version is 3.1, and sonar source node embedding is UTF-8. So I'll just commit the change. So what we can do is we need to add it, git add. So I'll just add both files, integrate SonarQube, Sonar uh, Cloud with my GitHub Actions pipeline. Okay, so I'll just push the changes. Okay, so it is push the changes to my master. So let's go here. We need to go to where GitHub. Just go to Actions, and this will be specific to the repo. We can see this is our pipeline or workflow, and it has started with the build and test, which we have defined the job, and these are the various steps it is going through. So it has initialized the container. Next, it has checked out the source code. It is installing the pip dependencies, etc. And now it is started with the scanning part. And we can see the SonarQube is running, and it has it has passed the Sonar scan, and it has generated the report here. You can see. And now it is doing the post step. So all the steps are completed. If I go back, we can see it is still running. Maybe it is a little bit delayed. Yeah, so we can see our job has passed. So I'll just go here, go to my projects, and we can see this is my project, and the Sonar Cube or the Sonar Cloud has evaluated it. We can see the rating, reliability, maintainability, hotspots reviewed, coverage, duplications, all the things can be accessed from here. Now again, we can create the test cases, and again, whatever we have done in the Jenkins case, with the help of Sonar properties and other things, we can do the same things from here. So that's how we can integrate the GitHub actions, or if you have GitLab, you can integrate with the help of Sonar Cloud, or you can also integrate with your own version of SonarQube which we are running. So thanks for joining for the tutorial.